for the nice introduction. Uh, Namaste, everyone. This is the way how the Nepalese people they used to greet when they first meet the people. Today I'm going to present on the cultural approach to the human resource management in Nepalese organization. So before starting my presentation, I would just like to play a national anthem of Nepal. So in Nepal, while we listen our national anthem, most of the people they used to remain in a standing position. Oh, oh sorry. Okay. Uh, okay. This is some overview of the Nepalese culture. Here, the lady standing in a greeting position and wearing her traditional dresses, and these are some cultural glimpses of the Nepal. The area I covered today for my presentation are introductions, theoretical framework, research methodology, human resource practices in Nepal, and then guidelines for the Nepal, for the global manager. So here come the introductions. So Nepal is an Asian country situated between the India and China. It shares its border with India and China. India, uh, uh, okay, sorry for the okay. So Nepal, it shares its border with India on east, west, and south, whereas on China on the north side. So the capital city of Nepal is Kathmandu. So the currency of Nepal is known as rupees, where 98 rupees is equal to the $1. So the main two export item of Nepal were the ready-made garment and then woolen carpet. So the main occupation of Nepal is agriculture, which covered 76%, and next covered by the service and followed by the manufacturing and industry, which is 6%. So moving towards the theoretical framework, where my research is basically based upon is these are the cultural dimension explained by the great Hofstede. So the first dimension is individualism versus collectivistic. So this dimension basically is how the individual people they were integrated in a group. And the second dimension is power resistance, and basically this dimension explain how the power is equally distributed among the member in a society. So the next dimension is masculinity versus feminist. In this dimension, it explains how the emotional role were distributed among the gender, and the under the uncertainty avoidance, it explains about how the people will react when they were exposed to the uncertain situation. And the on the pragmatism, the people show their attitude towards the time. It means how they take their past in order to deal with the present and future challenges. And the last dimension is indulgence. Here, the people, it discuss about how the people prefer fun in their life. Okay. Here I made some of the comparisons between the Nepal and US on the basis of cultural dimension. If we see the table, we see that in power distance, Nepal cover 65. So it means like in Nepal there is a high power distance, which means like the decision making authority is mostly covered by the higher level manager. Whereas here, if we see in individualism, US has the highest score. It means here in US, the most of the people, the organization culture is individualistic culture. So yeah, this diagram explains the various cultural practices in Nepal and USA. So here are some systematic review which I conduct in order to complete my research work. So I use some of the scholarly sources, and then I also include some of the non-scholarly sources, and I also use some of the institutional sources. Now moving towards the HRM practices in Nepalese organization. Actually, in Nepal, the concept of human resource management it rose after the liberalization and privatization policy in 1990. Before that, the Nepalese organization they do not have the precisely defined human resource strategy within their organization. So after that, Nepalese organization they start to adopt the new HR concepts such as paying for performance, like evaluating the performance of the employee, and also like conducting training and development for their employees. In Nepal, the size of the organization determine whether to have the human resource department or not to have. Especially the small organization, they don't have separate human resource department. Only the medium and the large organization, they used to have the separate HR department within their organization. And from my data, it also showed that in Nepal, 90% of the HR representatives were male. Um, in recruitment and selection practices, basically, Nepal used to prefer internal recruitment, and also the caste system play a very prominent role while deciding the recruitment practices in Nepal. And there is also the another factor which the organization used to consider while hiring the employee is the affiliation of the people on the political parties. And nowadays, the organization are also considering the external recruitment sources, such as using the commercial website and then using the company website and also the educational institutions placement. Regarding the training and development, most of the Nepalese organizations they do invest in the training, but however they don't have the properly defined policies and procedure regarding the training and development program. The most common training and development program conducted by the Nepalese organization were in-house training and basically short-term on-the-job training is provided to the newly recruited employee in order to instruct him the work-related skills. And also there is the practice of sending the employees outside the country for the training and development program. But however, in Nepal, there is a very lack of transfer of knowledge, skills, and attitude that were gained from the training and development actually transfer in the work practice. This is due to because the management and the organization they don't focus on follow-up and feedback procedures after the training is conducted in their employees. And on performance appraisal side, Nepalese organization they put a very low on performance appraisal. Generally, in Nepal, personal judgment and subjective analysis assessment play a very vital role in evaluating the performance of the employee. And in Nepal, it also consider that the how the employee they have relation with their management. If they have a good relation, then they're gonna have a good performance evaluation from their manager. So in Nepal, the promotion is not considered on the basis of performance evaluation, basically academic qualification, and then seniority play a vital role in the performance, in the promotion of the employee. On the compensation side, actually, since Nepal is a very highly power distance culture country, most of the decision regarding the main decision will by the higher authority. So in Nepal, the government organization used to fix the minimum wages for the organization. So in Nepal, the employee were allowed to work 48 hours a week, and that means they got only 1 day week, 1 day leave in a week. And the overtime worker they paid 150% of their actual wages. And even though there is the wage system fixed by the government, but only it was found that only 42% of the organization actually followed that minimum wages. So, and another factor is the minimum wage set by the Nepalese government is really lower than the if we compare to the other developing countries such as Bhutan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. So that's why the current level of salary and wages is the main demotivating factor for the Nepalese employees. So here I have a question for you. So how many of you have been in Nepal? I'm Nepalese. Anyone? Okay, actually, I'd just like to share thing about the Nepal. Nepal is a very beautiful country in terms of, and they have different great natural views and scenario. The people over there were very welcoming and very friendly. One of the tallest Mount Everest lie in Nepal, and Buddha was born in Nepal, as you can say. Yeah, he was renowned as a power of peace. So if the people who loves sport, they can have the opportunity of trekking as well as bungee jumping in Nepal. Okay, so another question is, what do you think will be some challenges for the multinational companies who try to establish their company in Nepal? Based upon my presentation. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, that is really a good point. Yeah, to understand the cultural difference between the country is very important to set up the business outside of the country. So here comes the guidelines for the global manager. So since Nepal is a collectivistic culture, the people they enjoy to be the part of group. And then they want to work in a group. So they don't want the individual performance evaluation, and then they don't want any incentives given on the individual performance. So in Nepal, Nepalese people were very group-minded, and also there is the biasness in this recruitment and selection processes. And also in Nepal, there is high power distance. That means the main decision regarding any of the organization system were taken by the higher level manager. So and also there is high uncertainty avoidance in Nepalese organization. That means the organization needs to establish the clear policies and procedures for the Nepalese employee. And Nepalese employees, they value the collaboration as they are considered as a collectivistic culture. So in Nepal, the conflicts are resolved through the collaboration and then through negotiation rather than the force method. So here are the contribution to the scholars from my research. My research describes the human resource management practices in an emerging economy that is not usually researched. So, and also since this research integrates the cultural dimension on the basis of human resources practices, that's why it provides understanding of the local values. So this is all about my presentation. Here are the sample of reference from where I extract my information. And finally, I'd like to conclude my presentation. Any questions? Thank you. Yes. I'd like to learn some of the concepts of human resource management here in the United States, because what we thought in our country is like the system of United States is better than our country. I came here to study human resource so that I can apply the practices what I have learned over here in my country. Yeah, but there are most of the before that practice was there, but there are some changes happening in current scenario. So like if I am competent and if I can prove myself, then definitely I can able to work as a human resource management in my country. Thank you.